Hi, welcome to the second lesson of conflict management. In the first lesson, we covered what conflict management is, the common causes of conflict at workplaces, and the first step to identify the root cause of a conflict. That is to understand if the conflict is due to behavioral issues or is it a reaction surfacing from other underlying grievances. In case you missed the first lesson, find the link to it in the comments section. In this chapter, let's take a look at the tools at managers' behest that enable them to dig deeper and identify the root cause of a conflict. Chapter 1, we saw an example of negative sentiments in the team after a poor appraisal season, which eventually led to firing two good resources. Could the escalation to firing be averted? Let's say Donna, the team lead, senses the discouragement and lack of motivation in her ACE team members, and she wants to identify the cause for this shift. What are the tools she could use? One of the most important tools at the behest of people managers is informal conversations. These are casual conversations that take place in a cafeteria, during team outings, etc. It helps in making the team member comfortable enough to share their concerns. Now, it doesn't directly resolve the conflict, but it does give a pathway into having a detailed conversation and determining a course of action. Let's see how Donna uses this tool. John is one of Donna's ACE team members who has shown signs of demotivation over the last few weeks, and Donna wants to know what's bothering him and help resolve the situation. Donna sees John in the office cafeteria and sees an opportunity to open a conversation. She starts off with the ongoing projects and how it's going for John. John speaks about the change requests, but he ends off on a positive note with how the team is managing them well. Donna senses the positivity in John and takes the opportunity to appreciate his work in the team. This flow of conversation opens up John for a longer discussion, and a very important step that Donna took to make this happen was to perceive John's current emotional space through general questions. Now, this is a very crucial step to conflict resolution, which most managers end up skipping. To understand if the employee can objectively have a conversation, or are they emotionally charged with disappointment, anger, or other negative emotions. It is important to choose the right moment to take the conversation about conflicts ahead. Donna sees a window here and decides to ask John why he looks stressed, and if there is something about work that he would like to share. John is now open to a constructive conversation thanks to Donna making the effort to sense his emotions and to make him comfortable. John opens up about his concerns regarding the appraisal, especially after the hard work he put in for the year. John and Donna decide to take the conversation ahead in a meeting room. Is the conflict resolved? Absolutely not. Not yet. But it did make way to understand a little more detail about the cause of demotivation. And this will now give Donna a lot more perspective to work with. She will also be able to share her side or her perspective about the appraisal process. This could actually lead to putting John's mind at ease and maybe even resolving the conflict altogether. Empathize. We saw how Donna made the effort to understand and perceive John's current state of emotions. Perception of current emotions is extremely important in conflict resolution. It's important to understand if the team member or team members would be willing to share their concerns at this moment. Are they willing to listen to your side of the story? Negative emotions could lead to an unconstructive discussion. A situation where a team member is not ready to listen might actually backfire, making things worse instead of resolving them. Let's say you find yourself in a situation where you start having a conversation with your team member and midway realize that the person is not in an emotional space to listen. In such scenarios, be patient. And that means making more than one attempt sometimes to try and reach out to them and give them the space to share their concerns. Try and not focus on factors like tone. Instead, focus on the message that they're trying to relay. So to summarize, empathizing has two very important factors. Be open and perceive the current emotional state of your team member. And second, be patient with them when they are trying to share their concerns about the situation with you. And it doesn't matter what tool you're using. Empathy is a very important factor for conflict resolution irrespective. The second tool, which is proven for root cause analysis, is the 5 whys method, which is essentially ask yourself why 5 times until you arrive at the root cause. Now, this is a very effective method for processes and deliverables, but can it be tweaked for people-related situations too? The answer is yes, but with a little twist. We will change the 5 whys questions to 4 W's and 1 H questions. Let's take John and Donna's scenario again. This time, Donna decides to go with the 5 questions approach. The first W she asks herself is the what. What are the problem signs that John is showing? The second W she asks is when. When did the shift to lack of motivation begin? She would want to trace back to the time when John started showing traces of demotivation. The next W she asks is where. Where all has John actually showcased such signs? The instances where he has shown lack of motivation. And the last W that she asks is who. Trying to find answers to all of these questions will help Donna arrive at the root cause of the conflict. Even if she is not able to answer it specifically, it will give her enough information to start a conversation with John. It is relatively easier to find answers to these questions at the early stage of a conflict. Answering these 4 questions will help people managers identify a pattern. And finally, after identifying the root cause, Donna will ask herself the last question: how? How to resolve the conflict. That's the 4 W's and 1 H method to arrive at the root cause of a conflict. The third tool we will be looking at is more of a personality trait that a leader must possess, which is to be aware of the surroundings and be approachable. An aware people manager will sense a shift in the energy in the team early on, and early identification of a conflict is extremely important to effectively resolve it. An approachable people manager will grasp the situation early on because at least one team member will feel comfortable enough to ask for a meeting and share their concerns. And this could actually lead to a conversation about why there is a shift in the entire team's energy. Now, this was about the 3 tools that a people manager can use to arrive at a root cause of a conflict. And once that is done, how do they go about resolving it? In the upcoming lessons, we will look at conflict resolution styles quadrant and some proven principles to manage conflict at workplaces. In the meantime, while we record the next lesson, please drop us a comment over here and tell us if you enjoyed the video.